Hey guys, Artifact Molotok here, and I just came in the hands of some very disheartening news from the OCG. Dryden has been banned in the OCG, Brawl has been banned in the OCG, Bayraj has been banned in the OCG, Rapier has been limited in the OCG, Tyrant Neptune has been banned in the OCG, so they can't do that anymore. And guess what, guys? The deck still manages to top OCG locals. If MCO4U's theory is right about Zoo being a test for Link summoning, then I think Konami got their results already. Zoo was a fucking failure. Like, something like Zoo should have never been in the game in the first place. One card exceeds is ridiculous. Konami should have learned that from the days where Pepe was the best undefeated deck. Not even full power Monarchs were able to contend with Pepe. Pepe just crushed Monarchs. If Pepe won first and Monarchs won second. And Monarchs went first, then they had a small, slight chance. But if Monarchs didn't go first, Pepe wiped them out. Literally. Pepe annihilated Monarchs. Konami did not learn from full power perform agent POWs in the TCG and OCG. Konami did not learn. And they decided to make one card exceeds a thing. That is fucking ridiculous. They should have known that this was going to turn out bad for the game. The fact that Zoo is so crippled in the OCG, and based on Lithium's video, they managed to go 4-1 at locals. Which is not bad. Not a bad record at all. Which means that they technically topped our locals over there. 4-1 is a pretty good record considering it's a deck that got annihilated by their list over there. And it's still doing shit. That means if we were to get hit with the same exact list for Zoo that they got hit with over there, and it'd be weaker because we still have Tenki at 3. So we could just use Tenki to get our shit. And as I've commented and as I've talked about so many times in other people's comment section in other videos, Chaka 9, one card misses Radiant will still be good in the game. Chaka 9 bring back a Zoo monster, make a free misses. That opens up 2 of your extra monster zones. That's a problem. That is a fucking problem. This should not be a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. And keep in mind that we still have the deck over here. If you thought that Zoo was dead post Links, you need to witness the YCS Toronto results. And see how Zoo took all variants of Zoo. Pure Zoo, True Draco Zoo, Kaiju Zoo. It took 27 out of the top 32 spots. Do you know how much of the metagame Zoo has? Do you realize how much of the metagame Zoo has in their hands right now? 85% of the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Metagame, based on that one YCS results, is in the hands of Zoo. 85% of the whole entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta, based on those YCS results. We're going to have to see what happens in other YCS events for the duration of the format. Because if True Draco Demise doesn't do anything, and Konami just refuses to give us a fucking ban list, Zoo's gonna remain the best deck for the duration of the format. It's the number one best deck that True Draco Demise can't contend with right now. And if they can't do anything, guess what, guys? Zoo is something you're gonna have to specifically prepare for at your locals. If not, you're not going to top. The fact that this deck is still topping in OCG locals to this day is insane. And guess what? You know that. And keep in mind, the OCG list annihilated Zoo. Their ban list killed off the deck's best cards. And put Rapier to 1. Hit Terratop to 1. And Norton's banned. You know what else got hit over there? Fire Formation Tenki. That card went to 2 over there. It was actually at 1. But then at Pity, they decided to bring it back to 2. As long as they have one way of abusing themselves, which is Chakanine into Mrs. Radiant, they're gonna be a decent deck. And keep in mind that TCG Konami is known for being way weaker on the list than OCG. OCG actually gets shit done. It's not the OCG's ban list fault that Zoo's still doing shit. It's the fucking design of the deck. Because Konami and OCG Konami did everything they could in order to put the deck down. They banned Dryden, they banned Brawl, they banned Bayraj, they limited Terratop, they limited Rapier, they semi-limited Tenki, they banned Norden. They hit so much of the deck on the list to try to kill it off. Because unlike TCG Konami, like I've said a moment ago, OCG Konami actually gets shit done with their ban list. And they get a ban list every 3-4 months or so. Guaranteed. We so need a list over here. And Konami should know that by now. Like, that last list, you couldn't even call that shit a list. That list was horrible. Grass should have never went to one because of Ash Slut. Norden was literally the main focus of the list. That and the Pendulum Magicians shit coming back when Pendulum Magicians didn't even do much in the game following their return. They're just a decent budget deck, and that's that. Literally, they're a decent budget deck at best, and that's that. The big major thing on our last ban list is Norden getting banned. That's the only major thing that really took place in order to stop the +5s every turn from Zoo. They were able to go +5 in one turn, every turn with that shit. That was the only major thing on that list. Literally. Now, if Zoo were, and keep in mind, the TCG lists are weaker than the OCG ban list. If Zoo's not going to get hit as hard, I can see Dryad, Brawl, and Barrage all going to 1 on our TCG list. And you know what's going to happen? Zoo may not be the best deck anymore, but they're definitely going to be a top 5 deck. Because they still have so many resources over here. Zoo still has so many resources over here. Like, they still have Tenki at 3. Nah, for real. I'm not joking. Zeus is still going to be a top tier deck over here after the ban list. Because TCG Konami is not going to hit the deck hard enough. No, they're not. Like, I could see just Dryden going to 1. Brawl Bull. If they're going, the only card I think that they would ban is Brawl Bull to avoid the 1-card Pendulum Scales. And even then, they just might put him to 1. And Barrage might even escape the list untouched. Because they may feel, oh, Barrage is not the problem. It's definitely one of the top 3 cards that needs to go. I'll tell you that much. But Zoo is becoming literally an increasingly big and huge problem in Yu-Gi-Oh! Altogether. And I'm going to keep saying it over and over again until this deck finally disappears. Once and for all. One thing I like about the OCG metagame report, though, Magibullets are not doing anything over there. That is fucking amazing. I love it. I hate Magibullets. The fact that they can just activate their spells and traps from the hand and just play their shit as if they're all hand traps is annoying. It really is. You should not be able to do that. Like, have a hand trap deck that is for spells and traps, so Mind Drain technically isn't even a good card against Magibullets. Skill Drain would be a better card. Or Herald of Perfection in general. Or Monarch's Erupt, or whatever. So yeah, Monarchs are popping up in the OCG again. In their True Draco variant. I don't think the Domain variant's ever going to come back into our competitive scene because True Draco is, I have a feeling that True Draco over here is not going to get hit hard enough. The same way that it's still doing shit in the OCG. It's still going to do shit here in the TCG even after the list. Konami's just going to throw some cheesy list that is not going to do anything to help or solve the problem. I'm calling this Dinos are going to go untouched. When clearly Dinos are a top 3 problem. They so need to go. Dinos gotta go. Dinos, Draco, and Zoo. They need to get foddered and slaughtered. They need to get slaughtered and fodderized. so bad that we can have a brand new fresh metagame where we can see newer decks step up to the plate. I'm tired of seeing the same shit be the best deck in the game. Like, literally, Zoo has been the best deck in the game since February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and September is going to be the 8th month because I have a feeling they're going to give us the list towards the middle or end of September. So we're going to have about 8 months of the same deck being the best deck. This is why, like, I'm a sponsored Yu-Gi-Oh player. Some of you who know me really personally may already know, but I top in my locals. But in reality, the poorer players, this isn't really a game for you anymore. Because you got the same shit winning all the time. And why would you invest in Zoo when you don't know what's going to happen to the deck on the list? That's why I tell people, don't invest in Zoo. If you have, like, say, his fucking kid is just giving his shit away for some dumb reason, then you'll get the Zoo shit. But, like, for real though, like, Zoo is one of those things that it's the best deck right now, but it's still not worth investing in because, again, the list hasn't come. You don't know how much money you'll be losing if you invest in this garbage. And overall, this isn't really much of a game for poorer people anymore. Like, budget decks, I feel the budget decks were at their best from September 2016 all the way to January 2017. That was the best time period for budget Yu-Gi-Oh players, and that's when budget decks stuck up to the plate and managed to top a few regionals here or there. Like Fire King Cosmo around December or January managed to do some stuff, which is a cool time period since the Star Wars movie came out. I respect that. But yeah, that was the best time period for poorer players to play. Like, I'm going to be saying this a lot, but this isn't really a poor man's game anymore. Like, you better be prepared to throw a couple of $100 on a deck, or you're rarely ever gonna top. Like, I still enjoy the game to an extent. Like, when I see shit like Zoo being the thing, I don't enjoy the game anymore. Like, seeing Zoo being the best deck, still after 8 months of Konami knowing that it's a problem deck that needs to go. Like, what the fuck is the point to go to a locals aside from, like, the best reason for you to go to a locals is just to chill with some friends and have fun. Literally. You shouldn't go to locals if you're a poor man, if you're a poor homeboy, going to locals trying to have a competitive mindset. Don't go to locals with a competitive mindset because more than not likely you're not going to top. You're not going to do top 16, top 8, top 4. You're not going to get that far. You're not. If you're playing a poorer deck, if you don't have at least $100, anywhere from $100 and $150 to slap on a budget deck, chances are you're not going to top ever. Because of how the game has been structured. And we've had this problem ever since we've entered the Exceeds era. Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal is the beginning of the downfall of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it just continued on from Zexal to Arc V. And now Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns is out. We're going to have the same problem here. The poor man can't afford the game. And that's why Konami's not making a lot of money. That's why, they're still making money, but they could be making so much more. And all it would take is, like I've said, like VCTFRS has said before, 30% of the player base to scoop it out. Not play anymore for some unapparent fucking reason. And Konami will be forced to communicate with the players on what they want in the fucking community. They're going to be forced to do it. Because if they don't do it, they're going to go belly up out of business. And communicating with the players would mean fulfilling the player's simple wish as to see this unfair trash can go to hell. Zoo deserves to go to hell. And if you play Zoo, you may deserve to go to hell too. Because you're, oh my god, it's so annoying. Oh my god. One card overlay is just such a bad deck design. Like, literally. Barrier statues, Herald. My best answer to it. Herald of Perfection or barrier statues. Those are my best answers. Because Monarchs don't even cut it anymore. They really don't. Because, oh, Cosmic Cyclone, Bearish Domain. It's not like Monarchs have an answer to that. They really don't. Unless they throw Majesties or Vanities out there. And arguably, you don't even run Monarchs and Barrier Statues anymore because of the format that we're in. True Draco being the second best, being the runner-up deck to Zoo. If you know your locals is Zoo heavy, it's not very True Draco or Trickstar heavy, then you can get away with those decks. But locals have diversity. That's the problem. There's no one set deck for our locals. And this is the problem that we're facing in the game now. Too many degenerate decks that poor people can't afford and can't beat. This is why you see so many Yugi tubers dropping like flies. Gagex Scapegoat confirmed that he's going to be scooping out in 6 months. In 6 months, Gagex Scapegoat is going to quit Yugi tubing. See? Another man that man is someone we need in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because he is the heart and soul of anti-meta. The moment that he leaves, anti-meta is not going to be so popular on YouTube anymore. Because he's the best man for anti-meta in general. You want stun? You look up Gagex Scapegoat's channel and watch his videos on how to play Barrier Statue or stun in general. Or fucking GKs, or Kaiju, or Time Lords, or whatever. That's the man you go to. This is why you see so many people quit the game. The sheer imbalances in the fucking game are just ridiculous. It really is. The fact that Zoo is still topping in the OCG is ridiculous. Like, we shouldn't see this shit in the OCG anymore. And it's not OCG Konami's fault. They hit them hard on the list. They killed them on the ban list. They banned Bravo, they banned Dragon, they banned Barrage, they banned Norian, they limited Terratop, they limited Rapier, semi-limited Tenki, they banned Tyrant Neptune. What else do they have to do with this deck? I think that the last thing they really need to do is hit Chakanai. Ban her. No more. So they won't be able to get the free Mrs. Radiant advantage anymore. Literally, their main power piece in the OCG left. I think that over here, they're going to hit everything else but Chakanai. And Chakanai is still going to keep the deck somewhat relevant over here. And then they're going to have to hit her too. Because Chakanai is too good. She brings too much advantage to the game. Like, if you see a lot of the Zoo OTKs, Chakanai is the main card behind them. And Konami's going to be like, oh, just hit them to 1. We don't want to kill them. You can't leave them at 1. You got to put them to 0. Because you have a card called Zodiac Combo, which is basically a free Jar of Avarice, but for Zoo. Put all 5 Zoo extra deck monsters from your grave back in your deck, draw, and get a free +1 out of it. And you can mill it from deck to grave of Rapier. And Rapier is at 2 right now, so you're able to see him quite consistently, since you're going to have triple Tenki. And triple Barrage. Barrage may get hit, but I doubt it's going to really take many L's here. But oh my god, I'm tired of Zoo. Please, Konami, get rid of it.